Hi everyone, it's Kelly. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Basically, my channel is just where I do metaphysics, which is readings, singing bowls, whatever I feel guided to do, channeling sessions. So tonight, I'm going to do a soul journey card reading. So, a little bit about how I do my readings is I always use multiple cards in my readings, so that's just how I like to read people. I'm going to have a basic one, which the basic one here is called The Soul's Journey, by James van Praagh. And then I have here the Archangel Megatron by Amanda Ellis. So the main card reads here is going to be with the Soul Journey cards. And then whenever I feel guided to pull, I'll pull Archangel Megatron, which, yeah, he's got a nice, very nice, the artwork on these cards are really amazing as well. But yeah, so that's how I do my readings with anyone that contacts me for a reading. I mean, the amount of card decks, I can't really tell you. It's just how many that comes, and yeah, and I just kind of go with the flow. I trust my intuition, and I just let it, flow through me. Whatever cards. Now, in the beginning, I'll have more of like a layout of what possibly I would like to do. But I just let them flow. So some card decks, like I just did a reading the other day for a gentleman, and we used 4 different card decks, but I brought 5. But the other one was just meant to be on the table, but not actually being read or anything like that. So I'm very guided of just pulling the cards and going from there, never having really like a laid out plan, because when you do that with these cards, you're kind of not going with the intuition sometimes. When you feel like, oh, I need to do a 3 card pull, or I need to do a 10 card pull. Now, sometimes, you're very guided to do that and you go with whatever's guided. With me, it's kind of whatever comes. If it's a small reading, I mean, of course, 3 card reads are good, but with me, it's not always like 3 cards normally represent the past, the future, and the now, or it would be the past, the now, and the future. But sometimes 3 cards are just basically 3 cards that you need to know right now. It's not necessarily got anything to do with the past or the present or the future. It's just what you need to know. So again, these are oracle cards. So the coolest thing about oracle is like there's really no set rules, unlike tarot where there's a set rules of what you have to follow in the guidelines before you can consider that to become a tarot deck. They even put the word tarot on the deck. So basically what I do when I do these is I just kind of sit here and like I've always said, you want to be in tune to the cards. You want to feel very relaxed. That way you can follow whatever comes. And don't second guess. If you're new to tarot or oracle cards, never second guess the very first thing that comes, even if it feels like it's not right. It is right, okay? And also when you're doing readings, you have to be able to come to like understanding that maybe what you give them, they have no clue what you're talking about. And that's okay. You're not meant to sit there and go through and keep going until something, clicks for them. Sometimes they just need that message right now. And then when divine timing, they will understand what you were talking about. So then that's always one of the hardest tricks when you're doing readings is when to stop trying to push something. Okay. So if you go with your intuition will totally tell you enough is enough. Move on. Okay. And the more you do these, like I said, the better in tune you'll get. And you'll get very good at reading cards. And everyone normally starts with friends and family, and then you proceed on to actually, maybe charging or not charging is totally up to you for your card decks readings. Okay. So with that being said, all right, let me see. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this down just a little bit so you guys can get that. Okay. So again, the Megatron is going to be right here. All right. And I'm just going to take a couple of deep breaths here and just kind of in tune. I'm going to ask the decks the same question basically. Is for anyone who will be watching or in tuning to this video, let's give them the message for their highest good. And basically, what does the soul need to know to keep following the soul path? That's what's coming. So that's what I'm asking. So again, you always, you do whatever feels right. But for me, I always put my hands on there. And if I'm doing a reading for another person, I always ask them to hold the card decks as well, so their energy goes in. But again, it's all what feels right to you. The Megatron's already vibrating, like it's already coming through my hands, like very strong. All right. So I have a feeling that the Megatron cards will be getting pulled a good amount tonight as well. So now I'm just going to shuffle. So the card deck already knows the question. I said it out loud. And see how this one came out? See how this sticks up? This would totally be part of the reading. So here's the very first card. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So, what would that be saying about your soul path? What's really coming to me right now is that a lot of people are stuck in judging others, and you've been conditioned to judge and to compare. And to be on your soul path, you can't have judgment because the soul path is your unconditional love journey. So you can't have judgment. So what's coming is like judgment is what you need to work on right now to reach your soul path. And I feel very guided that Megatron wants to come in and say his whole thing, his own thing about judgment. And this one I just feel like separating. So here we go. Ooh. Rainbow. Very pretty. Very pretty. Megatron Rainbow Bridge. Always open. Ah. So, what's Megatron, Archangel Megatron trying to say here? Is that your path is always open. Your soul path is always open. And his bridge, if you need help with any part of your path, his bridge is always open. So, judgment, maybe perhaps you're wanting to know how to let go of judgment, how to keep a judge-free mind, to keep going on your soul path. Megatron can help. So anytime your judgment's coming and it's just getting like, why am I keep doing this? Why do I keep judging others? Why can I not let this path go, this pattern go? Go ahead and call on Megatron. And just be like, Megatron, I need help letting go of judgment so that I can truly be me and get on the path of enlightenment to me. All right. So now I'm going to go back to the soul journey here. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely getting Yeah, some tingling in the crown chakra. I'm sure that's Megatron. Just saying hi. So, trust. He would have thought that would be the second card. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So, let me put that right there. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and keep going with this Megatron here. Let's see what Megatron has to say about trust. Well, let me see about what I'm getting. I'm getting that you have the inner voice and you hear it, but you never go with it. And then once whatever occurs in your life, you go, oh, I should have listened to my inner voice. I knew that was going to happen. So maybe perhaps with trust, it's not only trusting your inner voice, but believing and taking the action, whatever that is. And for some of you, I'm getting more of a strong feeling of how do I know when my inner voice never shuts up? How do I know what is the right way and the wrong way? Well, right there, there is actually no wrong and right. I don't believe that is. You can have your own beliefs, that's fine. But on my divine soul purpose, my soul would tell me there is no wrong and right. There is no finish line. There is never getting something accomplished. It's about being happy and being in this world of unconditional love. So let's see what Megatron is going to say about trusting. That's a pretty one. Okay, so Lilac, higher realms and magic. So since Megatron is linking into trust, I love how much purple are in both of these right here. Okay, so what is Megatron saying? Well, he could be saying all about if you trust, maybe you see magic. Maybe behind going with your inner voice, you will see your path and you will see the world where it feels like it's just you're on a magic carpet ride. Because if you look at this castle, it's up in the sky and it looks like the moon's behind it. So if you just kind of feel this card out and let Megatron come in, because he's clearly here, he's making my head itch a lot. He'll send you love. And he would say, don't beat yourself up on this card here, on trust. Don't ever go, oh, if I would have just listened, because then you're self sabotaging. Then you're putting a lot of, unwanted guilt on you when he's saying don't. He's saying, even if you don't trust yourself, it's okay. Maybe not this time, but next time. And believe in magic. And believe in archangels and dragons and unicorns. And there's so much out there that you cannot see, but you have to trust that they're there. I just put that one together. So yeah, you just gotta trust that you got this. And if you don't have it now, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. All right. So let's go on. And again, like I said, if you're just okay, so this has quite a lot. Normally, what this means, sometimes this means each and every one of these cards could be part of the reading. And then sometimes it just means out of the three, one or two of these can feel very guided. So let me just see here. I definitely feel that it's the center one, but I'll keep these right here just in case. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So we're kind of telling a little story here. And like I said, I wasn't sure how this card was going to go, how this card read was going to go. I just go with whatever comes. But it seems like judgment comes first. And then after you get past judgment, you start to trust yourself, because sometimes judgment's not on others. Sometimes it's judging yourself as well. And then you go with trust, get your inner voice, realizing that you know exactly what to say and do. And then you have growth, because growth always follows when you trust your higher self and when you go with whatever feels right and you go with that unconditional love. You always have growth. Always. Goes hand in hand. So let me go back to Megatron and let's see what he has to say about growth. Look up. Detach from dreams. Very beautiful card. Okay. So, again, I love how the colors just seem to be going on both of these card decks here. So, look up. Detach. Oh, sorry, from drama, not dreams. My bad. Detach from drama. Look up. Okay. Okay. So, basically, the drama that's coming up, what I'm getting is family drama. Definitely a lot of family drama. That's probably, you would say, has been with you, your family, forever. And that it's sometimes very hard, especially when it's family, to not get into the drama of family. But it's interesting. He says, look up. So it's like when you're in the moment, it's very hard to get your mind, your ego, your outer ego to realize that you're in a moment where, this is not feeling good. But if you're always in tune to your feelings, you get it really fast that you're not feeling good at all. So maybe perhaps with family drama here, that you don't ever look up and maybe you don't see there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe it's more like you believe that this has been going on in your family for so long that there is no end to it, that the drama will never be done. But that's always your choice. You can always choose to walk away. You can always choose to stay silent and not get involved with drama. And like I said, sometimes that is really hard to do when you're in that moment, but that's also when growth comes, right? Because when you do something different, then you start to see the world change. But really, it's not the world, it's not the people, it's you that chose. So, great example, right? Because family drama, like I said, it is coming up very strong. So, how can you be in the moment with family without deciding, I don't want to show up, I don't want to be there anymore? That way, I just don't want to hear the drama. I mean, that's taking yourself out of the equation. But if your family is always going to be that way, then you're going to feel kind of like alone sometimes and always questioning, is that the right move? So what you need is to maybe just go there, and instead of acting on the drama, decide to stay silent or change the subject. And then anytime you do that, I've personally done that a lot in my life, where growth happens, not fights, just growth. And then as you changed, then you start to realize some of your family members do too. And it's because you're not having it anymore. And it's not that you did it in a mean way, it's that you did it in the best way you could, which was, I'm going to change the subject here. I just noticed you said hi. So, hi. Just noticed. Oh, you watch my readings a lot and you love watching them. Well, thank you. Thank you. Did you have a question that you want for me to ask the Soul Journey cards or Megatron? Yeah, that's totally up to you. But they're probably going to go hand in hand. And thanks for watching. And I'm glad you're loving them. And then someone else said, hey. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. Sometimes I just get in the zone with these and I just read them. And yeah. All right. So if you do have any questions, just go ahead and pop your question in the little comments, and then I will ask the cards. If not, I'm going to go back here. Now, these two cards that were sticking out, I kind of feel like I need to go back. Kind of feels like this one, but not that one. Oh, guilt. Should have known something like this was coming up. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul growth. So, what do you feel guilty about? What is it that you have to let go? And let's think of this as family drama, because family seems to be coming up for this. So, it's more like, what guilt? Now, I just said a little bit of guilt, didn't I? When I'm like, well, you can always choose not to go with your family for family gatherings, but then you might feel alone or that you're not doing the right thing. So, what are you feeling guilty about that you got to let go of? That it's definitely around family. And why not? Been doing it. So, let's go back to Megatron. And I love the back of these cards, by the way. It's amazing. Tree of Life. Travel on. That is a really good card. Travel on. All the colors are beautiful. There's also two angel wings on this, one at the bottom and then one at the very top. Tree of Life. Well, you know what they say about Tree of Life, by the way. It's definitely a tree of your family tree, family tree. But let's link these two, since that's what the reading's been saying tonight anyways. Guilt and Megatron basically says travel on. Also, what's coming is especially with the family, you feel like the whole drama has been your whole entire life with them and that they're not going to get better. And basically, the answer to that is that it gets better when you want to see it get better. Like I said, there's many ways and many things you can do to just stop feeling guilty. Clearly, on the soul path, you're not going to have guilt. Remember, because on your soul path, literally, it's love, joy, any of those good vibrations, happiness, all that. Guilt is not one of those good vibrations. So guilt comes from ego, your outer ego, and it kind of wants to keeps you stuck, right? So I would definitely say what's coming on this one is, instead of seeing all the past drama and going in knowing that there's going to be drama, because then you're going in already kind of like tense, and it's just like, oh, I'm like, I really don't want to go there. And like I said, I know exactly how that feels. I've been down that path before. And then what helped me was that I literally, I stopped fighting. I stopped trying to make my point the right point, and I stopped comparing my family to others. And that was the big one. That was a really big one, was me comparing my family and the love to other families and how they loved. And that will have you on a guilt trip, and that will have you seriously, I don't want to say hating your family, but definitely dislike comes from that comparison of this family's love versus my friend's family and how they love. You definitely do not want to compare, which is funny. Comes back to judgment, doesn't it? Um, and because that's not a good road to go past, basically. But if you're on that road, then you're meant to be on there, and you're learn what you're supposed to learn. So it's okay. So if you are on that road, just know there is light at the end of the tunnel. I kind of feel very guided to say that again. Um, and family, you can always just go in with love. I'm going to do one more because I definitely don't want to leave it with guilt. I don't feel that's the card we should leave our soul journey on. So I feel like there's going to be there it is. Let's see. Gratitude. Yeah, I'm like, I feel like there's a card that's going to come that's pretty good. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So just remember that if this is about you and family drama, what can you be grateful for? Well, it's good to have family. There's some people that do not have family, and yeah, I'm sure they feel alone sometimes. So let's go ahead and finish with what Megatron wants to do with gratitude. Ah, balance needed. Yin and yang. Mm. So makes perfect sense. Because if you think about this, gratitude, you kind of have to be balanced to feel gratitude, right? So if you're in chaos or if you're in drama, then the balance to that would be gratitude. It's kind of the opposite. So he's saying balance is needed to get here. That's what Megatron's saying. So you definitely want to sit with yourself. And let me see if I get anything that comes out that could potentially help you with what needs to be balanced with family. Oh, okay. Definitely just got comparison from you and siblings. That definitely is coming very strong. Um, Comparison to siblings. Now that's tricky because who doesn't want to compare to their siblings? Um, but in the end, that's judgment. You're judging your siblings and their life, and then you're comparing to yours. And I'm sure that you get guilt from that as well, especially if you're putting yourself down and you're thinking, "Oh God, my sister, her life is wonderful. I mean, it's just amazing. Why can't I have that life?" And what you're doing in that statement that I just said was basically self-sabotaging, saying that your life is not good at all and that you want someone else's life. So you got to remember you're on your soul path, right? And everything you go through are knowledge and lessons for your soul. That's what it is. So, how can you get away from judgment with siblings? Or perhaps I also get it's kind of the opposite of that, which is you feel that you're better off than your family and your siblings. So you're always judging them of like, why can't they be like me? Why can't they get their life together? And again, they're on their own soul path. So judgment, the very first card was judgment. So it's definitely coming across this whole layout of needing to let go of judgment. So balance needed. How do you balance that? Well, the next time you get it together with family, one thing that you can do is ask your sibling or whoever this is about, ask them how they're doing. And then as they're talking, pay attention to your thoughts. Are you already judging them? Are you already waiting for to say something as a combat? Something to come back with them for? Are you defensive? Sometimes I come off defensive sometimes, and I don't even realize that I'm doing that. Apparently, I was always been kind of a defense, waiting for someone to attack me. So my words would never really add up or match my my outer and inner feelings. So practice makes perfect, but not really, because there is no perfect. We are perfect the way we are. But the balance here, you can always use Megatron, right? So when you go to your next family gathering, go ahead and call on Megatron, right? Call on him and just let him fill you with peace. So I'm going to do that right now since he's already here. Because like I said, he's making my nose itch now and my head's been itching the whole time. And he just wants to take a moment. So just close your eyes and just let him come through and help take away your judgment. And with him taking away your judgment, he's going to take away guilt. And then as he takes away your judgment and guilt, you will feel like you can trust yourself and trust what's coming. And that will lead you to growth and lead you into gratitude. And then that's where you will find balance. So just let him take away as much judgment as you can and as much guilt around family for sure. And just do a little bit of deep breaths. And it's nice because in my body, I feel him just filling every part of my body up with love. He's definitely in my third eye, and that can be our mind as well. But he's in my heart as like a lot. So it's interesting how much judgment and guilt that I have clearly in the heart, because that's where I feel him the most right now. And it feels very nice and very refreshing. So just trust, even if you don't feel anything, just trust that he is working with you. Um, and basically, the more that you call him, the more you will feel his presence. So, like I said, I've been doing this for a while, so I can be very in tune to picking them up. Especially when you literally go in and get your body ready. So I'm going to leave you. Apparently, Megatron's got a message that he's going to leave everyone with. But I'm going to just lead you with follow your higher heart. And there it will show you everything that you need to know, regardless of what drama or anything that's going on in your life. If you just take a moment, go into your heart, your higher heart, your soul heart, and just breathe. Oh, he's making me yawn. Okay, so Megatron's got a message to leave us with, and if you guys are ready, here it comes. Inner child. It says, hear and know me. So, of course, inner child, that is how you were raised. Your inner child is always inside you. And the inner child was raised with whatever upbringing you had. So clearly, my foot just vibrated. He's saying, get to know and make sure you listen to your inner child, because the inner child can help you in this situation that you're in. And I want to thank Megatron and, of course, our souls, right? And I'm going to just play this little thing here a couple of times. And then I'm going to just end the session. And then just let your body relax. Let go of all the stress that you have. It's not needed. Let go of all the judgment and the guilt. It does not serve you. All right. Thanks for watching. And always, you can subscribe, share, like this video if you want to. And the next one will be a channeling session. So I look forward to posting that with Jasimar. Have a good night. Bye.